this point in time, where the shortage lies for nurse educators is in the specialist areas. For example, the critical care nurses, the operating theatre nurses, because to prepare those specialist areas, you need somebody who is in that specialist area and who has now trained as a nurse educator to go back. So you won't take somebody from, and this is my you won't take somebody from psychiatry and then you train them as a nurse educator and send them into critical care. Not going to work. All right? And so from that perspective, there is. But there's another perspective that we have to consider. If we are talking about ramping up the amount of nurse training, the council has a standard, a ratio of teacher to students. And if we cross the 150, we're going to have more educators. More and more, and I think this is a political part of it, and I would like to walk that road, but I'll walk on the edge of the road on this matter. The nurse educators are put on one career path through the ministry, whereas nurse administrators are on another track. And what happens is that the nurse administrators get more money. And so what happens is that more people will come into the nursing administration than nurse education. But the danger about this, there was a document I read, and it's about 4 years, this is an old document, I drawn on an old document, forgive me for this, about 4 or 5 years ago I read this. And it was saying by 2025, we're going to have to quadruple the output of nurses in the region just to meet the ratio of nurse to patient in the region. Quadruple. And they also said we couldn't have anybody failing. All right? So yes, there is a shortage. Populations are changing. The specialists, we need more specialists in certain areas, gerontology, that sort of thing, because we're an aging population now. I look at GPS every day and look at how the lights are going up and wonder about the old people who can't see well like myself and can't run more than one light in the house because they can't pay GPS bill. So again, as I said at some point in our discussion, I like to look at the whole picture to see how it is. But yes, there is a shortage, and there will be a further shortage, and places like the United States cannot ramp up their training for nurses because they too have a shortage of nurse educators. Educators are older, like myself, are retiring, like myself, and the younger ones are not coming into the profession as educators because of a number of reasons. And one of them here in Jamaica is that the administrators get more pay at the first go and the educators get less, so the educators are always lagging behind. So if we want more educators to be able to train more nurses to meet our perceived shortage, we need to be a little more visionary in some of the policies we put in place.
We have about 10 minutes, yes.
Just to follow up, you mentioned the 150 earlier. Is that a cap by the Nursing Council?
That is a cap by our Nursing Council. Nursing Council caps our school at UWI at 150 students.
And is that the same at UTEC and NCU?
I think UTEC may be very close to the 152. NCU is not 150, NCU is about 60, I think, or somewhere around there. I'm giving the statistics that I'm not 100% certain, but I know it's less than the 150. And a lot of the cap relates to your facility, your the number of teaching staff, your library space, and all of that sort of thing. So that is what, because they actually use the standards for nursing education and administration coming out of the regional nursing body. And council has their structure that utilize some of that and make some additions to it. So they have a thick document like this to make sure that schools are meeting certain standards, and then they will cap you at a certain amount. So sometimes on the average we may take 160 and get away with it, but 150 is where we are capped.